All right, friends, it is the moment we've all been waiting for. Not really, just me. Today, we're going to be unboxing the Dome Light 2. Oh, yeah. This is a big one. A little bigger than normal packages here. No pun intended. We're going to go ahead and open this dome and see what it looks like and see what the features it has. So I'm going to go to my behind the scenes shot here just so you have a little bit better view. I'm going to be fumbling this around because it's kind of a big awkward box as we tear this apart. But I guess before we even dive in here, let's go ahead and look at the Amazon ad to see what that looks like. So at the time of purchase, this was $234, and as I scroll down here, you'll see that it's a 4.8 out of 5. So wow, it's got some glowing reviews for this light dome. So it's 35 inches, a nice soft box. It works with a plethora of Aputure lights because it's a Bowen accessory, right? And so $234, seems like it's a pretty decent price there. I've seen that fluctuate a little bit. I've seen it lower and higher, but this is COVID-19 season, right? And 2020, late 2020, that's the price that we're at. And so this is the second version, the Dome 2. So you might have used or seen the first version, and that's totally cool. So let's go back out to our wide shot as I go ahead and unbox this bad boy. So here we are with the Aputure. This is a pretty large case here. I would say that's got to be, what, 40 inches, something like that? Bust out some tape. Ah, I was wrong, 33. So 33 inches here. Ooh. So it comes with a nice soft case, which is pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and open it up and look at some more things. All right, so here we go. All right, here we are. We got accessories here. This guy's for filters. We'll look at that in a minute. There we go. Look at that. Okay. I want to back up and try to talk a little louder here, but this is the dome itself. And so instead of struggling to build it all for you, I actually have another one behind me that's already built. So to build these out, you basically, I would attach the Velcro up first. I guess I'll try to do it on camera. We'll see how bad I get at this. But hopefully I'm still pretty audible. There will be some crunching and that kind of stuff. So first thing I'll do, I'm going to try to get all the Velcro lined up and stitched together. Now that we have that, we're going to go one by one and just lift these into place here. Gee, that took some effort. So I basically just did it from the inside and pushed out. And my Velcro came undone. So, you know, I bet you there's a little bit of a learning curve to this. So if there's a better video of how to set this up, I will link it. What am I saying? If. There will be a better video of how to set this up in the description so you can make fun of me as much as you want here, but actually see how it's done for real in another video. All right, so there we go. There's our dome, our 35 inches, and we have a hole here, which would be where the light goes. So let's go ahead and look at our accessories that go along with this guy. All right, so we're checking out our accessories. Let's look at these two cases here. I can already tell what this one is, so let's start with this one. I'm going to carefully open this box, and we're going to find, basically you have two different densities of diffusion. One of them is a little heavier than the other, and so one's called a half and one's a full, something like that. So the way you can tell is you can kind of stick your hand through and see how opaque that is, and then let's open the other one. And so as you can probably see, it's a little harder to see through this second fabric compared to this first fabric. So you can see my hand much better in this one because it's thinner. So in my case, I'm going to take the thicker diffusion because I'm using 300Ds, which are very powerful. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this onto the softbox. But before I do, I'm going to set this off to the side and we're going to look at this piece, which there's only one of these, but this is the center diffusion. So this helps soften the light even more so there's not like a harsh spot in the center of your light dome. Okay, so we'll add this in a second. We'll add our thicker diffusion in a second. Let's go ahead and complete our unboxing here with the bags, and then we'll also talk about this new product too, which is pretty awesome. So this is a crate system. It's a honeycomb system. So basically it allows your light to be focused on your subject and not hit so much of your background. So basically, even though you have a nice big soft light, it targets your light, so to speak. It doesn't bring up the intensity. It actually technically takes some intensity away, but that's okay because the lights are so bright. What's cool about this is it allows you to light your subject and not light everything behind you in the background and that kind of stuff. So I'm using some China bowls right now. Let me show you what that looks like. That's this big light here. And so this is just throwing the light everywhere. So everything around me is soft. There's a second China ball here that's also kind of filling in shadows. And so even though it does look nice and soft on my face, my whole background is going to be bright because of that. And so with this grid system and the light dome, it'll be more of a focused light. So instead of the wall behind me being so lit, I could light just myself, and I would be bright and nice and soft, but the background would not be. And so that would help create kind of separation between your subject, which in my case is me, and your background. So that's what's pretty cool about the setup. You may have already known that, but that's okay. Maybe you didn't, and you learned something new today. So yeah, grid system. We'll install this as well with the diffusion panels in just a second, but let's go ahead and talk about this. Now, this is a inner ring that goes inside of the dome itself, and so it connects on to Bowen's mount essentially. And what this allows you to do is add filters. So you can add a gel in here, which will turn the color of the light a different color. So you can add a red or a blue or a purple gel to give your light a little bit of flair and flavor. That probably wouldn't be useful in a business or corporate oriented setup like what I do most of the time, but if you're shooting a short film or you're shooting something artsy or fun, that's a great accessory to have with your light to change its color. Now, obviously today there are lights that do RGB or different colors within the same light. Those tend to be a lot more expensive, or really the cheap ones tend to not look very good on skin tones because the way the LEDs produce light. So to have a gel over a light that has a very good CRI rating, that's typically going to be better than to have a cheaper, lower light that doesn't reproduce colors evenly across the spectrum. You'll see some shifts and some weird things happening. But the other option is to go high end and get the professional grade ones, Mole Richardson and RE lights and those kind of things, which are really, really solid lights, which a lot of professionals swear by. So it's going to be up to you on what you want to provide. Let's do a quick build of me adding the diffusions to the dome light. So one thing I will note about this diffusion, it is Velcro. So you have a big, thick, like 1.5 to 2-inch Velcro around the outside of the light. So you need to make sure to leave enough room for both this diffusion and your egg crate stuff. So keep that in mind. All right, so we got the dome light put together. We do have the grid on top of it here. I will not light it up in here, but you will see me on set tomorrow with this light. I will try to take some behind the scenes stuff. That way you can kind of get a look at what this thing can do. It's pretty powerful. You've probably seen it in several YouTube channels because this is the go-to dome for YouTubers on a lot of different things. So thanks for checking my channel out. If you want to know more about how to live stream, check out corporatestreams.com. We have a free webcast checklist that you can have, and we would love to know more about what you're doing in live streaming. So please leave us comments. Let us know how we're doing with these videos. We love your feedback. Thanks very much. We'll see you in the next one.